What if I told you that a simple morning routine, something you might be doing every single day without a second thought, could be quietly raising your blood pressure without you even realizing it? I know that sounds too simple. You're probably thinking, I've heard this before, doctor. And honestly, I don't blame you. Many of my patients felt exactly the same way. They tried supplements that promised miracles. They cut salt. They followed strict diets. They walked every day. They listened to advice from friends, television, even the internet. And yet, their blood pressure numbers stayed stubbornly high. My name is Dr. Emily Carter, and I've been treating patients in their 60s and 70s for over 22 years. I'm a physician, but I'm also a woman who has sat across from thousands of people who are tired, frustrated, and discouraged. Men and women who are doing everything right and still feel like their bodies are working against them. What I want to share with you today is not a miracle cure. It's not a replacement for your medication. But when applied correctly, this small, overlooked change has helped many of my patients see up to a 30 to 40% improvement in their morning blood pressure readings over time. Not overnight, not magically, but measurably. I'm talking about people who wake up already anxious, already checking numbers, already worried about what the day will bring. People who've spent hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars trying to fix their blood pressure. People who are exhausted from constantly being vigilant, from feeling like one wrong move will send their numbers soaring. If that sounds like you, please know this. You're not failing. Your body is changing, and no one ever taught you how to adjust for that. Before we go any further, let me ask you to do one small thing for me. Please comment below and tell me where you're watching from, your country or state. I love seeing how many people around the world are taking charge of their health. And I want to be very clear about something from the start. This is not about replacing your medication. This is about supporting your body safely, alongside the plan you and your doctor already have. Now, let's talk about what's really happening inside your body after 60. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose elasticity. Think of them like an old garden hose. When it's new, it's flexible. Over time, it stiffens. That stiffness alone can raise blood pressure. Second, our kidneys become less efficient at managing fluid and sodium balance, especially overnight. Third, the nervous system, particularly the stress response, becomes more sensitive in the early morning hours. Cortisol, the stress hormone, naturally rises when you wake up, and in older adults, that rise can be sharper and more disruptive. But here's what most people, including many healthcare providers, completely miss. After age 60, the body's morning hydration and circulation response changes dramatically. Even mild dehydration when you wake up can cause your blood vessels to constrict, your heart to work harder, and your blood pressure to spike. And the scary part is, you don't have to feel thirsty for this to be happening. Small, repeated spikes, even if they seem harmless, add up over months and years. They strain the heart, they damage vessel walls, they increase risk quietly, steadily, invisibly. Let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret is 68 years old. She sat in my office one afternoon and said, "Dr. Carter, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong." She was taking her medication exactly as prescribed. She followed a heart-healthy diet. She walked every morning with her husband. She tracked her blood pressure religiously. Her husband was worried. Her daughter kept telling her to relax, which only made her feel worse. So I asked her one very simple question about her morning routine. What do you do in the first 30 minutes after waking up? That's when everything clicked. She woke up, checked her blood pressure immediately, drank coffee, skipped water, and rushed into her day. No hydration, no transition. Her body was going from sleep to stress in minutes. That was the aha moment. We didn't change her medication. We didn't overhaul her life. We made small, strategic adjustments. She began drinking 12 ounces of room temperature water within 10 minutes of waking. Not cold, not hot, room temperature. She waited 20 minutes before coffee. She delayed checking her blood pressure until her body had time to stabilize. 2 weeks later, she called my office. Her voice sounded different, calmer, lighter. After 1 month, her average morning systolic number dropped by 14 points. She laughed and said, "I honestly thought you were a little crazy, doctor, but it worked." Before I teach you the method, let me explain the 3 most common mistakes I see every single week. Mistake number 1, checking blood pressure the moment your feet hit the floor. That's like revving a cold engine and expecting it to perform smoothly. Mistake number 2, starting the day with stimulants before hydration. It's like watering a plant with fertilizer before the soil is wet. It stresses the system instead of nourishing it. Mistake number 3, ignoring temperature and timing. Cold liquids can constrict blood vessels. Poor timing can activate stress pathways unnecessarily. Now, let me introduce you to what I call the CALM method. C stands for circulation wake-up. Within 10 minutes of waking, drink 10 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. This gently restores blood volume and reduces vessel constriction. A stands for adjusted timing. Wait at least 20 minutes before caffeine or checking blood pressure. This allows cortisol levels to stabilize. L stands for light movement. 2 to 3 minutes of gentle movement, slow walking, stretching, signals safety to your nervous system. M stands for measure mindfully. When you do check your blood pressure, sit calmly, feet flat, back supported, after at least 30 minutes awake. Let me tell you about Robert, 72 years old. His biggest frustration was fatigue and stubborn numbers. He started with just the water step. 3 weeks later, his morning readings were consistently lower, and his doctor adjusted his medication slightly. Robert told me, "I feel genuinely different." So how do you implement this? How much water? 10 to 12 ounces. How often? Every morning. Week 1, you may feel subtle changes. Week 2, numbers begin stabilizing. Weeks 3 to 4, measurable improvements. Long-term, better overall regulation. I hear this all the time. "Doctor, I just feel better overall." Let me be absolutely clear about something critical. This is not a replacement for medical care. Do not stop your medications. Continue following your doctor's plan. If you have kidney disease, heart failure, or fluid restrictions, consult your physician before making changes. Finally, let me share one last story. Helen, 74, struggled with blood pressure for nearly 20 years. She was scared, tired, and losing hope. She followed the CALM method fully. Months later, she cried in my office and said, "I wish someone had told me this years ago." I want to challenge you personally. Try this method for 14 days. Drink the water, adjust the timing, move gently, measure mindfully, track your results, comment your progress below. If you made it to the end, type "calm mornings" in the comments. Tell me your biggest struggle. Share this with someone you love. Small strategic changes, done consistently, create genuinely measurable results over time. This is Dr. Emily Carter, and I'll see you in the next video.